of love, and I love romance books. How many romance books can I read in 1 week? Let's just get right into it. I'm going to tell you what I'm currently reading and what I plan to read. And by the end of this video, I'm probably going to be so over romance books and I'm going to need some different genre, but that's okay. I'm currently reading Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. I am about 100 pages in. This is book 5 in the Boys of Tommen series. I adored the first 4 books last year when I read them, and this book specifically is a new couple in this world. This one is starting off a little bit slow, but in the best way possible. We're watching Gibbsy really struggle with his inner thoughts and demons that he has, while Claire is just everything he needs, but he's afraid to commit. I love it. I'm also reading Out of the Woods. This is my book club Patreon pick of the month, so I won't be updating very frequently on here, but just know I'm loving it. Then Deepened by Ali Hazelwood did release yesterday. I haven't started it yet, but I do plan to start this today. I actually want to finish this one pretty quick because I want to post a YouTube review. Paperback, having sprayed edges, best idea ever. I love it. I also love the texture on the front with the water droplets. I have a feeling this one's gonna rock my world with spice. So these are the 3 that I'm starting off reading this week, and I will just keep you updated on my thoughts, feelings, and any other romance books that I pick up. I have a great lineup for this video. In the very first moments of falling, it's been a few hours. I got some work done. I am going to start Deepened, and I'm very, very excited, but you guys know I love a good timer, and to help me focus and just get some reading done and read as much as possible this week in romance books, I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour and read, just read Deepened, no scrolling, for 1 hour. So let's go. Hi, honey girl. Hi. Were you outside? Oh, you stink. Get away from me. This art, so right. The heart felt the love I gave no longer starts to bloom with you in mind. When I learned to find... I got about 40 pages in. I got a little distracted during my hour reading break. I had to stop the dogs from barking, so I didn't read as much as I wanted, but I always have noticed going into Ali Hazelwood books, her books are so easy to read, but they're very stream of consciousness, conversational, and sometimes it can be hard for me to kind of, like, I'll have to reread a sentence, and I think that's just a me thing. I remember doing that with Love on the Brain multiple times because there will be many, she's talking to herself, and then there's like parentheses, and you have to, like, I don't know. Her writing style is great. It did take me a little longer. I didn't read as many pages as I thought I would. I think my goal today is gonna be to read to page 150. Specifically wanting to finish this one quicker because I want to post that review, like just an individual book review on YouTube by Saturday. Our main character, Scarlett, is on the diving team at Stanford, I believe. And we got a Dr. Carlson, Adam Carlson shout out from The Love Hypothesis. He is her teacher in this, and I find that so funny. She has some kinks. She's a very submissive person, probably due to the things that she's been through in her life. It looks like she's had a really bad time and experience with her own father, and she had a bad injury in diving like 2 years ago, so she's kind of still recovering from that, and obviously mentally recovering from a lot of things as well. So she is a kinky person, and one of her friends on the team is dating the captain of the swimming team, and the captain of the swimming team is very, very kinky as well, and the captain and her friend are just broke up, and her friend is like, why don't you date my ex-boyfriend, because you both are kinky. I don't know. It's a little goofy, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking our main character, Scarlett. She's not like any main character I don't think that Ali Hazelwood has written. She seems very timid and unsure of herself, yet very inner dialogue funny. Like, I really like her inner dialogue. Brock and I are about to go on a walk, and while we do that, I'm going to be listening to Taming 7. I am 34% of the way through. Just a quick update because I didn't update on this earlier. Hello, it is day 2 of my reading romance in a week vlog. Now, I have some updates, okay? Out of the Woods, I need to read I think like 40 more pages today to get ready for my Friday discussion for Patreon. So I'm going to be mostly focusing on this one today. And last night I read to page 112 in Deep End. So I didn't quite get to page 150, but wow, am I loving this book. Not only is it's not very spicy, which I'm enjoying. There's a lot of tension, a lot of build up, but one thing I am thoroughly enjoying is the little chapters. They're like 1 to 2 pages, just like quick chapters of her in therapy, because it's like a center point within the book where going back to her sitting in the chair with talking to her therapist, and then the chapter ends and she's right back to her normal life. But it's like this point where you're learning tiny bits and pieces of her through her therapist every few chapters. And we are getting Olive and Adam from the Love Hypothesis, which is so fun to see, just like Olive's chaotic brain and then Adam being so stoic and like serious. Lucas and Scarlett, they're not only swimmers and a swimmer diver, they're complete nerds, and they're actually working with Olive and Adam on a project, like on a research, because they're smart. Very Allie Hazelwood. You're getting that humor. I really like Scarlett. She is so hard on herself and has imposter syndrome galore, but she has this like she's subtly really funny, which usually in Allie Hazelwood books, all of the main characters are like so witty and so quick and so funny and just incredible. But Scarlett's like really subtle about it, and I enjoy that. So Taming 7, I'm on page 175. Brock and I went on a walk last night and I listened to it, and then I kind of haven't listened to any more. So today I'm going to the gym and Costco because I'm an adult and I have to do things. I will be listening to this book. I'm thoroughly enjoying this romance adventure that I'm having. Have not read back to back romances in months. I've done such a good job of putting in like literary fiction or fantasy romance or romance trickled in. Like, I've not just binge read romance books in a really long time, and this is fulfilling a hole that I didn't know I had. So I'm having a wonderful time. But I am working. I have a meeting in like 15 minutes. Once I finish that, I'm gonna go straight to the gym, Costco, do all the things, and then come back, and then I only really have to like cook dinner, so I have plenty of time to read. I will say, I might sound okay. I'm really tired and fatigued this week. I'm struggling. I'm not sick, but I'm just feeling it. Like, I'm just feeling, I've taken a nap every day this week, which I never do. I'm feeling some kind of way right now. It's a hold, not loose. If I open up my heart this way, I did end up listening to a lot more than I thought I would today, and I'm on page 243. It's so good, but it is different than the other books in this series. It's not Gerard, it's Jared. It's spelled Gerard, but I think with their accents it just comes out Jared because it's set in Ireland. This book is definitely Gibbs's book. Like, she's the main love interest. Every other chapter is in their POV, so like Claire, Gibbsy. But really you're focused on Gibbsy and his self-development and everything that he's been through growing up with his sister and his dad. But then also this weird dynamic he has with his stepbrother and stepfather, and their relationship with a girl who killed herself, and Lizzie. Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I think that's spoiling, but Lizzie, a side character in this series, lost her older sister, and it has something to do with Gibbsy's stepbrother and how that relationship panned out. We're watching a lot of relationships develop and grow and kind of heal in this book. It's not just Gibbsy and Claire. Claire is Gibbsy's like safety blanket in almost every situation. He's just going through a lot mentally, and we're kind of watching him debate really hard with himself whether what he's going through is normal or not, and how he thinks he's so messed up and he can't commit to Claire because he doesn't want to hurt her. There's a lot going on, but I'm really enjoying it. Now, I have not read a single page of Deep End today, so I need to. So I think this is going to be my book for the rest of the night. I did get to my Out of the Woods chapter 7, which is, I think, what my book club and I were reading to. So I read my allotted pages of that. And now I'm gonna stick to Deep End the rest of the day. So hopefully I can get to page like 200, 220. That would be a good goal, but I have no idea. Looking a little rough this morning. Brock and I are about to go to the gym. And last night, I did end up reading to page 260. Ali Hazelwood, she's always been an auto-buy author, but she is top 5 authors for me, maybe. Like, this is incredible. I think there's been 3 spicy scenes. I love them, and I'm so happy that Lucas and Scarlett found each other. And they can be kinky together and they can do this dom sub thing together. Really am enjoying Scarlett. You're kind of just watching Scarlett go through it with her injury and the mental block that she's having. Very worried about failure. Like, that is her biggest thing. She hates the idea of failing in any aspect of her life, especially relationships and swimming and her studies. Like, she is terrified of failing, and that's actually causing her a lot more trouble. Like, Lucas is just so self-assured, and he's like, if I fail, I fail. If I don't, I don't. And he's just very confident, and she admires him so much because of that. And I'm just loving their relationship. And I think I could finish today, and I kind of want to finish today so I can film that review and post it tomorrow. I also am reading Taming 7, so I need to kind of tag team those because I really just want to finish Taming 7 this weekend. I'm picking up another romance book tomorrow, so I need to finish one. And I'm thinking this one I'm kind of in the mood to just binge read. This can only mean. It is obviously much later in the day. I finished Deep End about an hour ago after Brock and I ate dinner. I binge read that book all day today and I adored it. I want to give my full and final thoughts tomorrow, and my goal for tomorrow is to finish Taming 7, which would knock out 2 books for this video. My goal is to finish Taming 7. I just got to the most devastating part, and complete plot twist. Was not expecting it at all. I mean, there were subtle like hints and foreshadowing, but in my head I was like, Chloe Walsh wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. So I kind of like put it on the back burner, wasn't thinking about that at all. And she just did it. And I'm almost done. Wow, it's just so good. Gibbsy, let's call him Jared, because honestly, like, Gibbsy is a mask. Gibbsy is not really who Jared is. He just has been through so much, and so much has happened to him that we just found out about. And we're probably going to learn way more, and that's very disturbing, and I'm not looking forward to it. But now we can kind of understand why he is the way he is, and why he wears this mask, and why he's been pushing and pushing off his relationship with Claire for so long. So I'm very excited to finish that. And then the next book I'm going to start today, and I hope to get quite a few pages in. I want to read this one pretty fast, okay? Wolf Gone Wild. I'm excited for this one. I'm ready to start this one. This one was sent to me by a subscriber, so thank you. You know who you are. And before I forget, let me give you guys a quick review of Deep End. I'm rating it 4 out of 5 stars. It might be a 4.5. I kind of need to think on it a little bit, but it did take me a little bit to fall in love with Scarlett, but she was a character that easily over time you grew really close to. And Lucas, wow. If you read it From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata, Deep End reminded me a lot of that book. So I think both of them have very, very similar tropes, and the main male characters in both of them are very similar. And actually the main females are very similar as well, due to the type A personality, scared of failure and unwilling to try new things because of that feeling of being scared to fail. And I loved it, like absolutely loved it. The smut in it, I did not enjoy Ali Hazelwood's Not in Love smut. Like, that was not my favorite smut. I did not really love that, and that was a dom/sub relationship as well. But in this one, Deep End, it was dom and sub, but he was very caring and like wanted to put her back together after. So very I don't know, I liked the kinks in this one better than I did in Not in Love, so it was definitely spicy. The conflict at the end is what kind of dropped my rating just a little bit. Scarlett was very quick to forgive, and in my opinion, I thought the conflict could have been earlier in the book, maybe like 5 to 6 chapters earlier, and then it could have been drawn out just a little bit more. It seemed very quick, and then the epilogue happened, and that was it. So that was my only irk. Book 1 done. Book 2 hopefully getting done in the near future. I finished Taming 7. I loved it, and I know that the next book is coming out, I think this year, and it's called Healing 7, which I'm very interested in because I love Chloe Walsh. But one thing I'm wondering about is if she has like a trauma fetish, because all of her books, all of the characters go through something horrific. Like the worst of the worst. Binding and Keeping 13, I won't spoil it, but Shannon herself and her family go through so much trauma. Saving and Redeeming 6, Joey and Aoife themselves, again involved with Shannon's family, going through so much. Then we have Gibbsy, who we know is hiding a lot of things. We don't know what exactly until the end of this book. And wow, that's really hard-hitting and full triggers. I mean, just like trigger galore in this whole series. So that was really hard to read, and I don't know if I loved that, even if I loved this book and these characters. I think a 4 makes sense because I did enjoy Claire and Gibbsy together, their interactions, like Mr. and Mrs. Sunshine. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Sunshine, they're very bubbly, and you see that through their friendship, and then obviously leading into a romantic relationship. Love it. It's just hard to read because it's so dark. Wonderful book. And now I'm starting this tonight, so I'll keep you updated. Okay, I still cannot stop thinking about Taming 7 and the way that that book ended. I need the next book pronto. Like, after I read it, I was like, wow, it's so messed up. Like, I feel like in a way it's just trauma for trauma. It's like I can see all of these things happening to other people, but for the same friend group of like 8 to 10 kids, these kids have been through so much. Wolf Gone Wild. I am 47 pages in right now. I'm kind of in the middle of the chapter. One, the text is huge, so that's kind of nice. I think I could really cruise through this book. This book is about Mateo and Evie. Mateo is a wolf, and in bold in this book, like the bold text is Alpha talking in his head. It's kind of like this alter ego, but he can't control it. So it's like he thinks it's a hex. He thinks it's like a spell on him, like this thing is trapped in his head. He can't shift into a wolf. In New Orleans, there's a witchy sister crew who kind of like help other people if they have like spells and hexes on them. Mateo thinks he has a hex on him, so he goes to this witch's house and is like, can you please help me? And she's like, fine. It's very fast-paced and very easy to read, so it's not like my all-time favorite so far, but again, I'm only 40 pages in. It's a lot of fun, and again, it's a very easy read. I can't complain. I am starting another book today, so I'm going to be tag teaming Wolf Gone Wild and Praise by Sara Cate, which I've heard many, many, many good things about, and I feel like it's gonna remind me a little bit of Deep End. Charlotte loved to be praised, and like that's a whole kink and trope in and of itself, so I'm gonna start that soon. Just get out some of these romance books, and then I think I have a new release coming in the mail shortly. I don't know if today or tomorrow, but soon. Then my love, I'm beginning to believe again. It's only for you. I am so tired this week. I'm going to sit here, start my new book, and after I get a few chapters in, I'm gonna watch The Great British Baking Show. Only for you. Quick update on Praise. I am 71 pages in. I've not been sitting here all day actually, because the last clip I filmed I was sitting here too. I went to the grocery store, I made dinner. Brock and I watched some of the Super Bowl and like a little bit of the halftime show. This book is something. It's original. It is something. It's about the praise kink. So this whole book, this man Emerson owns is opening basically a sex club with many other co-workers, and it's like accepting your kinks, and you know, it's a kinky club. Charlie is his secretary, but they met because Emerson, that's a hard thing to say. Emerson is Charlie's ex's dad. So it's like ex-boyfriend's dad kind of trope as well. There's a lot going on. It's not my favorite, but it's very easy to read. It just seems a little like porno movie-ish. Just the way they talk is a little cringy and cheesy in my opinion. Like their dialogue is just not, like I haven't learned anything about Charlie yet, but it's hard to read a book like this without knowing the characters at all, and we're 70 pages in and I feel like I still don't know much about either of them, even when I'm in their POVs. They're just like horny for each other. It is a no makeup and no hair wash kind of day. I'm doing an oil treatment. I am this far into it. I'm on chapter 18, page 129. I don't hate it, but it is very, like, the dialogue is what throws me off the most. I'm actually quite enjoying, like, the plot and them together. I feel like they still don't know each other very well. Like, the interactions that we get with them are very surface level and purely based off sexual, like, attraction, but it's not terrible, okay? It's, again, the dialogue is cringy. Kind of reminds me of, like, the writing is so simplistic. It reminds me a lot of A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. Also didn't hate, and I actually was very entertained and enjoyed it. That's how this one's it's reminding me a bit of A Not So Meet Cute. And maybe that's just because I don't have a lot of, like, billionaire romance age gap kind of romances up my sleeve, so I don't have much to compare this to. I have not read any more of Wolf Gone Wild, so I'm gonna try my best to tackle this, hopefully finish this in the next 2 days, but this one finished today. So, and then I'm starting another one that comes in the mail tomorrow, and I'm so excited for that one. Been waiting for that one. Now, I do have, and I just found, a Barnes & Noble gift card downstairs. I don't know where that came from. I think it was a Christmas gift and I want to go. Probably not today, but I think tomorrow I'll take you guys along to Barnes & Noble with me. Brock and I are going on a date night on Wednesday because it is Valentine's Day this week. So we're going on Wednesday and I need a dress. And I was just thinking about getting like a really cheap freaking dress at like Target. So we can go to Target and Barnes & Noble tomorrow. A girl's dream. Yeah, oh, look what else I got. Okay, if you guys know, I got a matching footstool because I work at this desk and my feet, I get so tired like bringing my legs up here in this fuzzy chair. Here, fuzzy chair, okay? I get so tired when I sit in this, like my legs aren't ever comfortable. So I got this guy at Home Goods and it matches perfectly. My head is so shiny right now. I'm trying out some new products, so that's why I kind of look glazed still. I also just finished work, so I've literally been sitting here in my bedroom just with my laptop working all day. I'm so thankful that I work from home because like I wouldn't be able to finish a full 300-page book in a day like I do, but my job allows me to because I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for emails to come in. I really don't dislike what I read. I can't really find a few things that I like about it. Like, it's a great palette cleanser. If you're going into it knowing that it's just gonna be smutty. There's not a lot of character development. Well, I mean, I guess there is character development technically with Charlie from the very beginning to the end with her self-confidence and everything. Like, I understand that and great. But it is just like a smutty little palette cleanser. So very cute. Glad that I read it. I knew it blew up. I think it blew up on TikTok a few years ago. I'm not quite sure, but I remember seeing it a lot and then I kind of didn't see anything else on it. And a lot of people that I follow on Goodreads have read this and a lot of them said the same thing. Like, palette cleanser, good smut. I do really, really love the praise kink. Like, that is probably my all-time favorite trope that I can find in a book. Like, I really enjoy praising in my books. I'm gonna add it to I'm gonna put it on my shelf. I finished another book. I am so fucking tired. Reading like pure smut is actually kind of tiring, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna pick this back up tonight so I can get another 50-ish, 100 pages in tonight. I can't even remember at this point what day I'm on, but I think tomorrow marks a week. Scythe and Sparrow. My Amazon delivery is either 7 a.m. or 9 p.m. Like, there's no in between, and this came right on time. I'm very excited to start this probably today or tomorrow. I am currently on page 200 of Wolf Gone Wild, and I think I can finish it today because it's a very, very easy read. I'm just having a hard time liking the main two characters. Like, I like them individually, but together I'm like, I don't see it at all. It's just very sexual chemistry. So I'm having a good time. I'm not clicking with it very well. So I'm gonna try and finish that today. That would be great. That would be what, book 4 that I finish in this video? I don't know. I've lost count. And along with my delivery this morning for Scythe and Sparrow, I got Eyes on Me by Sara Cate. Thank you, Caitlin. And she also sent So Not Meant to Be. This is book 2. Oh my god, I don't know. A Meet Cute. I forgot what that series is called, but I read a Not So Meet Cute. And obviously I just read Praise. So this is like the perfect video to get all of these romance books. And Brock and I are going to Barnes & Noble today and Target. I wish I had an audiobook or something right now because I started coloring, which I haven't done in so long, but I printed these pages out like last week and haven't gotten to them yet, and just started doing this yesterday. So I was like, why not color and listen to a book? But I don't have anything to listen to, so I'm gonna look up if Scythe and Sparrow, usually if like a book releases, so many people hop on to Libby like immediately to snatch it. So I'm not surprised that Scythe and Sparrow is not available, but I'm going to probably listen to one of my favorite podcasts right now and then color just a little bit while I do that. I don't feel like reading right now. Let's color a little bit. It's only for you, only for you, it's only for you. Brock and I got back from Barnes & Noble a few hours ago. I'm gonna play that footage real quick and I'll show you what I got. Kind of funny, crazy madness that keeps me up at night. Just thinking of you makes me nervous, like there's only you and I. Before I get into the reading update, I got Real by Kennedy Ryan from Barnes & Noble. She is thick. This is one thick romance book. But speaking of thick, we're going to chat about Wolf Gone Wild. This book was way too long. The past 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whenever I got home from Barnes & Noble, I've been binge reading this book. And I finished it. And I'm a little disappointed because this book was gifted to me. I love it when people gift me books. It's wonderful. But I always hate giving my honest reviews when it's not a good review. And I'm rating this book 2 out of 5 stars. I feel like this book tried to be a cozy erotic novel, but from the very beginning it started off a little too heavy-handed on the like alpha in this book. The guys, you know, at the beginning, I won't spoil anything, but at the beginning there's an alpha, someone talking to him in his head. Alpha's a little too strong. I don't know how to describe it. I didn't love Alpha at the beginning of this book. It was also a little too long. I felt like this part, the middle of them kind of hanging out and getting to know each other, was meant to be charming and cute and cozy, and it wasn't. I was wanting it to hurry up and get to the point. So unfortunately, Wolf Gone Wild was not my favorite, and I'm sorry. And I completely have forgotten what day we are on in this video. So I think tomorrow will be my last day of this vlog. I'll start Scythe and Sparrow and let you guys know how I'm liking it and my thoughts from the beginning, and then that's it. So in this romance reading week, what did I finish? Taming 7, Wolf Gone Wild, Deep End, and Praise. All very kinky. Not all of them, but Praise and Deep End, very, very kinky, almost like super similar with their kinks. Taming 7, traumatic and sad, and wow, still thinking about Gibbsy and everything that he went through. And Wolf Gone Wild, not my favorite, but still happy that I read it. I have it under my belt for any kind of recommendation I could make with it. Witchy vibes, kind of cozy-ish, and they go on many dates. Like, there's a lot of different tropes within that book, and even if I didn't like it, I think there are a lot of people out there who would. So I feel very happy with this video, finishing 4 books within the week of Valentine's Day. Sounds pretty dang good to me. And I did start Scythe and Sparrow. I'm only like 2 chapters in. It's great. I love Bryn Weaver's writing style, and I know that I'm gonna like this book just as much as I have the other 2. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little over romance right now. I am ready for a different genre, and a good thing, because the next 3 books on my TBR this month are all fantasy and dystopian and romantasy, so I've got some others coming in, which is, I'm very excited to take a break from romance, not gonna lie. It's been so fun, but I'm ready for a little switch up, a little palette cleanser, something a little different, you know? But I'm gonna finish this book hopefully in the next few days. You guys can go follow me on Goodreads if you want to see my final rating and review. I still need to write reviews for all of the books that I read in this video, but I'll do that soon. Please like and subscribe if you want to support my channel, and I will see you in the next video. And happy Valentine's Day, sending love to everyone. Love you all. Mwah.